Hi everyone, this is Jenny Garcia and this is a December daily process video. I've been working on this album, without filming while I've been talking to friends and scrapping with friends via Zoom. And it was very relaxing. I have 5 more process videos to share before I share the final flip through. But I love this process and I'm glad that I got it on camera. I'm going to use some of the printables that were available in prep day of 2022. I think either 2022 or 2023. No, it was 2022, sorry. And it was a printable, one of those that it's this or that. And Charlotte decided to print them and put them in her little mailbox so my kids would fill them out. We all fill one of them out, and on the back I am adding photos of her family. And I'm going to use papers from the Paige Evans collection, Sugar Plum Wishes. This is gonna be the pocket where I have all the tags. They're very big tags. They're like 4 by 8, maybe a little less. And I'm going to keep the front pretty simple and then use the back to add a little pocket, and inside the pocket I'm going to add the tags. And I am in love with this paper. It's so cute. And I love both sides of the paper. I'm gonna add this adhesive strip from Citrus Twist Kits, and I need to get more of those for 2023, which is a project that is gonna be out during the summer. I need a little bit of a breather from December daily. And sometimes it's kind of hard to put the strip straight. It has a very good adhesive, so it's not going anywhere. I don't need to add any extra adhesive. It only has adhesive on one side, so on the other I add adhesive to the paper photo that I'm using so it doesn't lift up. And I have this tiny label where I'm gonna add my journaling. I've been printing my journaling on clear sticker paper, and it has been so easy. I already have the journaling for 2023 ready to go. I think that it was such a great idea to take notes each day. I had my notes app open each night and I would go through the day. That way I don't have to add any journaling later. I don't forget. Everything is very fresh and I get to dedicate enough time to journal about each day. And I'm going to use the same paper to create a little pocket where I'm going to add the tags. I love this tiny guillotine. I got it from Joann's a while ago and it's just awesome. Now this punch, I used to have a Martha Stewart punch that I used so much that it stopped working. It was like, please let me go. But I was very lucky that I found, like, I don't know if it's a dupe, I don't know if they bought the design, but this one is from We Are Memory Keepers. And I just wanted to add a little border to that pocket. And one thing that I like to do when I add a pocket is that I add hinges. That way the pocket opens a little bit easier than just gluing the corners. So what I do is I cut a scrap piece of paper. It doesn't matter. It can be regular paper. It could be cardstock, pattern paper. You're not going to see it, so it doesn't really matter. And it's the width is 1 inch, and then I score right in the middle of the 1/2 inch mark, and I just fold it, and I add it to 3 sides of the pocket, the bottom one and the ones on the sides, and this just makes sliding tags a lot easier than just gluing everything down. And sometimes, depending on your adhesive, if it's a little bit soft, you can like get things stuck in the glue. So this is a sure way to keep everything really smooth. This is something that is super simple, but it makes a very big difference. And I'm not being too perfect. Again, you're not going to see it. I do cut the corners in a around 45-degree angle. That way everything is covered and it's easier to put down. And I'm using the Tombow Mono Air Touch adhesive, which is pretty strong. And you can use scraps for this, it just works out perfect. Now I decided to cut pattern paper in circles, and those circles are gonna go above the person's photo, because on the other side the printable, it's a little bit taller than 6 inches. It's like either 4 by 7 or 4 by 7.5. So I'm gonna cut some circles, and I have this border die which I got from Dollar Tree, and surprisingly it was very good. Actually cuts pretty well. And once I have the top part, it's that I'm gonna cut the Christmas side. So here I went through my Big Shot, and my Big Shot is ancient. It has lasted, it's like 12 years old, and it's amazing. It's something that I've only heard of one person breaking it, and it was a friend of mine, and I was like, I don't remember what she put through that I was like, why would you do that? But it's an amazing tool, and it's the black one, not the new one. It's like light gray or white. There's a bunch of new ones, but if you're gonna go for a manual die cutting machine, I 100% recommend the Big Shot. And here I am just cutting around that printable and using my adhesive. You can also create little tags inside and either add ephemera, you can add more photos, you can add a little journaling. And I decided to use 2 photos with the green pattern paper and 2 of them with the red. And also, if you haven't ever participated in Prep Date, or at least seen the classes, I 100% recommend it. It's like $5 and you get a bunch of printables and die cutting and ideas. It's 1,000% worth the price. It's so good, and I like doing it. Well, I like to take notes during Prep Day. I don't do foundation pages. It just doesn't work for me. The idea is amazing. You have pages already, the day gets there and you have it. I can't do that. I wish I could. I've tried, but I need the photos. It's very frustrating. But I love when people have like half of their album done before December, and then it's just super easy for them. So if you haven't tried it, I recommend that you at least give it a try. It's not for everyone, but it's a great way to maybe not be so behind like me. So I cut the circle in my Big Shot, and then I went again through the Big Shot with the border die. And you can appreciate it too well because these photos are like a little far away, but it worked out great. And now I am going to add ribbon, but first I am going to punch a hole using my crocodile, and I'm also going to use eyelets. Sorry. And I have a lot of eyelets. I don't know why, but I do. And in this case, it's great because then I don't have to order anything extra. You could use brats too. You can leave them without the ribbon. You don't need the ribbon. And I have these pieces of velvet ribbon that I think either I got them from a swap or my friend Tina sent them to me. Can't remember too well. And at first I was trying a few things. I wanted to tie it at the top, but it looks fine now that I see it on video. But at the moment I wasn't feeling it, and sometimes I'm like that. I love to complicate my life, so you see it looked nice, but for some reason I was like, no, I don't like how it looks. And it's one of those things, sometimes I regret the choices that I make. It happens. And I also wanted to add some tags, and my plan was to add like an initial and maybe a number, or just the initial and some stickers. But I didn't like the white on white, and I did have some of these tags. They're very old. They're from a crate paper collection, Merry Days, and I just figured that I could use those, and that actually worked out pretty well. And I have a bunch of options. In this bag also comes with twine. You're not gonna get this collection. I don't know why I'm hyping it so much. I got it after it was discontinued. If you have a Tuesday morning, maybe you may be able to find it. Tuesday morning is pretty good for finding all American Crafts collections, and they closed the one near my house, and I am suffering. I miss it so much. Do I need to go over there and buy more scrapbook stuff? No. I'm set. But you know, I like shopping for scrapbook items. It's like an adjacent hobby to actually scrapbooking. And here I am looking through the tags because I like the words, but then I decided I'm just gonna take a look at them to see if I like it. And it's one of those moments where I have to tell myself, stop overthinking stuff and switching, just leave it alone. Pick one thing and then move it along. So I put the Santa there. And at first I put the tags on the pocket with the printable facing up, but then I switched it to having the photos up. So either way is fine. You can make this pocket too with transparencies. That would be really cute too. And I have green and I had red, so I'm going to use the green ribbon for the red semicircles, and I'm going to use red for the green semicircles. Did I say that right? And Charlotte also had a bunch of pens with the little printable, and I think this was such a cool idea. And after I was done, I finally found a lighter so I could melt the corners of the ribbon, because otherwise they fray. And they look pretty either way. I'm just prefer it when things don't fray. And that was very simple, and this is just a close-up. So if you go right now and you by the prep day class, you can still get these printables from 2022. Sometimes they have sales for, very recently they had like a 50% off it digitals and classes, and Studio Calico will do the same, but they don't have as many classes, and of course they don't have December daily related classes. And it's decorated, but you can still see the information. And I wanted to add something to the semicircle to the top of the photos, and I also wanted to add something to the pocket. It doesn't need anything. All these papers are so busy. I just love adding an embellishment, and I'm looking through these die cuts. They're from Kat Martin. She had them on their Etsy years ago, and I printed cut a bunch of them. So these are leftovers, and I've used a bunch of them. So, and I also always do two sizes. I do a smaller size, which I sometimes use for stickers, and then a bigger one for die cuts. And I like this Merry Christmas. I felt that it matched the energy of the paper. They're both busy, patternful collections, because this collection, well, not collection, it's just die cuts. She never released any cards or papers with it, so it works really well with Pages items. And it also had some snowflakes that were really pretty, and these round numbers are from L Studio. I love the L Studio holiday kits they make. They're so cute, and they always come with really good items, especially the number stickers. They're always really cute. And I just wanted to layer the number with the snowflake. I loved using these collages, and sometimes I was feeling that they were a little bit too plain, even though I put so many embellishments on it. But it's just that the photos are small. It's my brain playing tricks on me, because they actually work really well. They serve the purpose, which was for me to have more space for photos and to scrapbook a little faster. So there was only a few where I cut down the collage, but I think that it was a great idea for me to get the project done. So if you're behind, if you're having issues with taking too long, like I do, like this process was like 2 hours, maybe a little bit more, then consider adding the collages. They were a lifesaver, and that is something that now that I'm printing the photos for 2023, I am going to keep using these collages. I just wanted a few extra embellishments, because the busy pattern paper, the busy die cut, and the tags and the ribbon wasn't enough. I needed a little bit more. However, one thing I have to say is that my stash goes down every year. So it's not so bad to use all of these items. I'm going to use these word stickers that are from Pretty Little Studio, but these are the digital version, and I cut that with my Silhouette Cameo. By the way, now Pretty Little Studio has digital items in case you being wanted to get some, but maybe the shipping is holding you back. Then try the digital collection if you have a good printer and or a die cut machine. And I love how this looks, and I love this idea. I want to do similar things in the future, and I do have a card from In a Creative Bubble about all the holiday favorites, so that is something that I can get my kids to fill out. And from the kids, there's a kids digital kit that included this holiday interview, and I thought it was so perfect. It was so helpful. It was a lot of fun. I did not do anything to it because I just wanted my my kids' handwriting on it. And I have this card, and eventually I have like 2 albums for this year. I am going to have days before, like November 1st to to December 11th in the first album, and the second one 12th through the 25th in another album. And then the second album also has, I always have a 6x8 page protector for all the extras, all the ephemera, any tags that I wanted to keep. Sometimes I keep instructions for toys or gifts. I keep tags too. And I love using these 3x8 labels from Studio Calico to add my journaling. And I need to get more. I used almost all of it, all of the red ones and some of the greens for this album. This is just a photo of our Harry Potter Christmas tree, and every year they look a little bit different, so that is why I always add photos. I either switch things, I move to other trees, I move them from the place they were the year before. And I love adding some washi tape for my little embellishment clusters. And here I have a few close-ups and the final tree. Since this one is one of the most that stay similar this year, I didn't include a big photo. And I love including these little collages too, and 4x6 photos. They're very helpful. These are my new best friends that I'm also been trying doing that in Project Life. And that was day 11, so a bunch of pages. I didn't film day 10. I was chatting with some friends, and here are the tags again. That was so much fun to do. And this is something that teenagers do, because sometimes teenagers are a little bit more resistant to do something like the festive fun holiday interview. Maybe that's a little more work for them, but just give them a highlighter and do the this or that, and it's a lot easier for them. So I did both, and thankfully both of my kids were game for it. And then I have these photos. These are the close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and have an awesome day. Bye.